Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dive Fury, and today we're going to be going over this dive light. This is an Orcatorch TD01, and it's a little bit different than your normal dive light. Let's dive into the technical specs, and also I'll give you my personal take on using this light and why this is one of my favorite lights for lobster diving especially. But let's dive in.
Once you receive your TD01, you can expect it to come in this box here. If you're familiar with GoPro accessory boxes, it's that sort of general material, kind of like a hard canvas-ish material. And once you open it up, you have a kind of storage section on one side, and then a foam cutout portion that holds your light, as well as some other accessories. But here we go. Here is the TD01 headlight from Orcatorch. Nice cutout there. Next up is a quick release mount, GoPro style mounting point with this bracket that you can release quickly from. I'm not entirely sure what mount you'd use this for, but it does have a little release mechanism here. You see that go up and down. But let me know in the comments if you know what that's for, but a quick release mount there. And of course you have the fastener, and this is a nice, I believe, aluminum, some sort of metal fastening portion. Usually the GoPro ones are a plastic twist, but this is all metal. I believe it's aluminum. And of course you have your head mount strap here. Pretty standard, goes above your head and around your head, your standard kind of GoPro head strap. And a little baggie of extra hardware, which include the fastener, bolts, and some washers. Next up, you have a nice wrist lanyard, pretty standard, with a rubber tube in the center, so it's easy for grip and taking it off and on. And next, you have the battery, which are, I really love these new generation of Orcatorch batteries. One, they last pretty long, and secondly, they have the charger built in. In this case, it's a micro USB input, and most of the other ones are USB-C, but really nice there. And then we have our O-rings. This comes with 2 extra O-rings that you can replace the current ones with when the time comes. And then you have some literature there, the warranty card, and some basic manual. And as for the specs, it has 1200 lumens. It runs off an alkaline battery that can power the light for 8 hours. Could go down up to 150 meters of water resistance, weighs 4.8 ounces. And the height of the light itself is 9.8 centimeters. I guess they stand it upright. And 3.9 centimeters in length and 3.2 in width. And to switch between modes, you twist the left side of the light if you're facing the back of it. And if you go left, it's strong red. Left one more time, it's lighter red. Left one more time, the third time is blinking red. If you go back to center and then go to the right, it goes high power white, and then go one more time to the right is low power white. As you saw on one side, you select the different modes of the light, and on the other side, that's the door, so you can access the battery, the power source. So this is again a 3.7 volt battery, and it's by Orcatorch. It's a twist off cap on one side, and that's secured in and prevents water from leaking in with 2 O-rings. The battery here is the Orcatorch battery, and it's charged again by micro USB, and that's built into the battery, which is very nice. So you put that in, and then you twist it closed. And similar to other spring-loaded, I guess, dive lights that I've used, you got to press in with a little bit of pressure and then start twisting it secure. And those are the high-level specs of the Orcatorch TD01.
And with the technical specs out of the way, let's go over my personal experience with this particular headlight and how I use this and my personal take on why I think this is so special. So this is advertised as a headlight, not a dive torch or a primary light, I guess, for most, so not handheld. It's the bottom line. If you ever watch any of my videos for lobster diving, I typically have a hand torch, and you'll notice that many of the times I'm using both of my hands, but I still have visibility. because of this guy right here. With this torch, what I have is one of those chest mounts for action camera in the front, and this has that action camera mount in the rear. So what I do is essentially I have an L type of mount, so I can articulate this light all the way forward, so it's shining directly under my face, pretty much like this. Oh, there it is. That's red. There we go. Like this, but I typically don't do that. I usually have it at an angle like that. So right in front of me, what I do is have it here. I have that chest strap in, and the sequence of stuff I have on my wetsuit is the chest strap, then the weight vest, and then yeah, that's it for up top. So the idea here is that if I was in a pinch and I needed to ditch my stuff, the weight vest is the easiest to take off, and I would imagine the chest strap wouldn't need to come off, but if it needed to, I can do that pretty easily. There's a little buckle, and that's that one buckle hits it, and then we're off. But anyway, it's on in my chest, and I'm using both of my hands to handle a lobster, and then I put it in my bag, and then I'm able to essentially navigate through and find my light. And my other dive light is on, so even if I didn't have this, it'd be, I think, relatively easy to see the light. But anywho, I love the convenience of this. Not just the convenience, but I love the spread and the light, I guess, profile. I do really like this light profile. Let me try to hit it straight on. But you see the center is very prominent, and it's hard to see right now because of the lighting in here, but there's a glow on the outside, which is really, really ideal in my opinion for lobster diving. So what you can do with this is really control where that light's going. And what you want to do, if this is the lobster, what I do is from top, I try to identify it. So I kind of spotlight it. And then when I go down, I don't keep my light on the lobster because it'll get spooked most likely. What I do is I use the fringes of that light to kind of illuminate the lobster just enough so I can see it. And then when I get close, I actually keep it around this area, if not go further away as my eyes get adjusted. So I really like that control, but I use this primarily up top as a spotlight from my chest, actually. So the lights I'm currently testing when I'm going lobster diving are actually, they're really great, but their spread is way too wide and not focused enough. So what I'll do is actually use this, grab my chest mount, and I'll articulate this to look around. Not as ideal, but it's been working pretty well. What I do is spot it, and then once I spot it, I use the wide angle lights to essentially go down. And same strategy as I described before. Love using this, especially during lobster dives. During the summer months and times where we're not lobster diving, I probably wouldn't use this, but we'll see. I have not tested this on my head just yet, mainly because I have a GoPro, and I feel like mounting two things like that heavy on my head might be a little annoying. But the chest, perfect. Let's go over my personal kind of feel and like ergonomics of this light. Whoever laid this out at Orcatorch, I think deserves some sort of raise or something. But I love the ergonomics and the tactile feedback that you get. It's not a click, but it's like a thud, I guess, like when you switch. Here, let me try to get close to the camera here so you can just hear it. I'm gonna put it next to the mic, see if you can hear this. I don't know if you can hear that, but here. I really like that feedback. It's not too stiff, but it's firm, and especially when I have it on my chest, I don't need to think about it really, what setting I'm on. And to make it even more, I guess, intuitive, in my opinion, is that there is a off button in the center, and essentially one direction you're going color, and the other direction you're going white. So here's white, if you can see that. So all the way twisting to the right is white. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but it works. So this is the lowest setting. You get closer, one click, medium, strength, closest to the center, one more click. Oh, actually, there's two settings, sorry. So furthest to the right is low, high, and then off. Off is in the center. And if I go the other direction, red, lower red, blinking red. So the idea here is that if you know you're going to use light, then you're going to stick, intuitively that, okay, I need to go to the right. And for me, I typically use the low beam, one, to save battery, and also I don't need that strong of a light, nor do I want it sometimes, because the lobsters do get spooked, especially later in the season. So what I'll do is I'll just crank it all the way to the right, knowing for sure this is low beam. I'll be in the water, it's on my chest, just imagine, it's flipped, but just imagine it's underwater. I'm not even looking, I flick it to the right, and I know I'm in the right setting. And then there's high if I need it. And then if I need a color, perhaps maybe I'm walking to the spot, I don't want to drain my battery as much, and I need to see, maybe I want red, click it one-way red, or I could go one way for low red. I really like that logic. I don't know if that was deliberate or not, but I really like that. But with that being said, I do want to mention my concerns. As of now, the durability has been fantastic. This is a model that I haven't used yet, this particular one, but I have another one that I've been testing for a couple dives, and it's been great. No issues. When I take out the battery top, there's no debris that's kind of scooting its way past the O-rings. So overall, the seal seems really, really good. And with any dive light, you want to be changing out your O-rings. This one has a double O-ring for the battery portion, but so far no issues in terms of sealing there, and no leakage in the lenses. It's pretty early. I've only used it for 5 dives now, but as of now, and especially with my previous Orcatorch products, nothing has leaked yet. And the one I've used longest was about 2 years. So I'm not sponsored by them. They just send me stuff, and I like their stuff so far. If you want to send me stuff, let me know. All ears. But just know that you're going to get an honest review from me. But anyway, back to the ergonomics and my concerns. Anything that has a twisting motion in the water, I'm going to have a concern about. Even the buttons, it's just another thing to go wrong. And yeah, like I feel like that phrase or that claim is used a little bit too often, I guess. Then in that case, like, you can scrutinize everything, but it's just the range of twists, like the amount of options that you have, and the frequency at which you would turn this is pretty often. And so, especially shore diving, I'm dealing with a lot of small particles. It's a little concerning because you can get a little bit of sand in there. You see crunching around. It wears out that tolerance between the two surfaces, and you could get leaking potentially. As of now, no issues just yet, but that's a concern I have. I don't know if it will be a concern, but generally speaking, the more moving parts or the more range of movement, the more likely that something can get crept underneath, and eventually over time will probably start leaking. So I'm not saying it has yet. I'm pretty confident in this product. I love the build quality. I know I didn't really touch on that very much, but every Orcatorch product that I've had, the build quality has been really good. And a plus is that the packaging is nice. But I love this light. I know it's not your traditional kind of handheld. I don't think you can really do it like this. Maybe if you can get a GoPro mount and put it on your wrist, maybe, I don't know. And especially when you're looking through holes, not ideal to have it this wide, but as a secondary light or even a primary where you can figure out how to use this best, or you can maybe grab a hand, put a handle on here like a stick and use it like that. Even though it still has the width, I personally love this light. It can take a beating from as far as I could tell. But yeah, this is the Orcatorch TD01. That's my personal take and my experience with it so far. Would I recommend it to you as a spear fisherman, lobster diver, not a scuba diver? I think for scuba, this is great too, I would imagine. But as a lobster diver, spear fisherman, 1000% recommend this. However, the only thing is, consider what is going to be your main torch and how are you going to utilize a light like this with it, or if you're going to use it as a primary, you have to really think about how you're going to handle the width of this when you're trying to look through holes and whatnot when you're lobster diving. and also how you're going to hold it. I would probably imagine that little GoPro floatable stick, or something like that. I don't know. It's an action camera mount, so it's pretty versatile, and there's a lot of aftermarket support on that. But just really consider that. But I would say I highly recommend it. I know it comes at a premium, but this light really is awesome. And I've talked about this in other light videos. The color is, I know we just talked about the specs. I don't really know. I forgot the exact color, the K number, but I really like the color profile of this particular light in SoCal waters. I can see it very well. When it gets too blue, it's really tough to see, but this is a nice blend of yellow and blue. I really like the tone and the color of this light too. I can't praise this enough. I think the construction's great. The ergonomics are fantastic. But yeah, I didn't think I would really like, when I saw this in the box, I wasn't too excited about it because like, okay, I'll just use this as a chest light, I guess. But after using it so many times in the water and even trying to use it as my primary light, absolutely love it. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. It's been a long time coming for the channel, but I'm gonna be giving this away. So if you would like a chance to win this headlight, or chest light or primary light, the TD01, please check the description below. I'll be giving this away in addition to a shirt, a Dive Spirit shirt. By the way, they're still available. Just a simple plug here. The shirts, the front's gonna always be the same. It's an embroidered Dive Spirit Eat logo, if you can see that, which is really cool. I think it is. I put a lot of work into this shirt, but the other people I put more work into it are the artists in the rear. So every shirt will have a different design, or every batch of shirts will have a different design from a different artist. But if you would like to collaborate, let me know. I do have a list right now, so no promises. But yeah, each batch is going to be unique. And then after that, that's it. And then on to the next one. So anyway, check the description. Check it out. If you can win one of these, best of luck to you. But again, really appreciate y'all watching, and I love this light. I'll see you next time.